Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. Marissa Myers here, and I posted last night that I had some big news to share with you guys, and some of you actually did guess what it was. And some of you who are close to me and actually know me actually knew what it was before the big reveal. But basically, I became a bird owner. Hey Shelly! I became a bird owner with Dolly being my first bird, who's the pink bird that you see, who's pink and gray. And he was living in my neighborhood, and I ended up stumbling upon his he was in their patio all the time and making noise and talking. And so I had started hanging out with birds and being around birds because I had started to become friends with two women who have 4 to 5 birds each. Hey Kristen, hey Shelly. And so I kind of knew the sound of one of them, which was an African gray. So I stopped at the house, I was kind of talking to the birds, and then it just so happened that the owner of the house happened to be coming home right at the time that I was passing by and chatting with the birds. I mean, I wasn't like right at their house, but I was like on the golf course away from their patio. And it turned out that they wanted to rehome one of their birds, not the other bird, but Dolly, who was my pink bird. So because I had spent time with birds and I was getting used to birds, and he was a very friendly bird at first, even though he's had his times now where he can be friendly and he can be not so friendly. He is the unpredictable one. He's the dark side of me. So he can be quite nippy. So anyway, he was so friendly, and he came with me and he was dancing on my shoulder that I thought, I think this is my bird. And then it just so happened that his wristband, he has a little wristband on and it says Hawaii on it. And if you guys know me, you know that I lived in Hawaii. Hey Jill. And my team name is called Team Aloha because aloha literally means breath in your face, and I learned that when I was living in Hawaii. So I have a big heart for Hawaii, and it just so happens that that was what his little wristband said, and he was my bird. And then I was like, no more, one bird, I'm good with one. And then when I started thinking about moving into my house and thinking about how Dolly, like Toon and I were kind of like partners. I mean, he can kind of not go anywhere with me, but he can go in the house with me and he can be in all places. And what was happening with Dolly is I like him to be outside. So when it's extremely hot, he was by himself a lot. And so I wanted to get another bird to be a companion for him so he wasn't alone. And Lou, who's my second bird, hey Carla, Lulu Boo Boo is his nickname. He popped up at the pet shop down the street, and it was literally like 2 weeks after I moved into my new house, which I couldn't have another bird at my old rental because my neighbors complained about the noise already with Dolly, so having another bird there would have been a problem. It was already a problem. Whenever I left the townhouse, I had to bring Dolly inside and put him in the cage, which I really wanted him to be free all the time, but because of the noise, my neighbors were annoyed. And so anyway, I was waiting until I moved, and like a week after I moved, right after I moved, I heard about Lou, and he had some behavioral issues. He was like shaking, and he was looking pretty dingy, and he was wanting to be rehomed. So basically the owners had left him at the pet shop, and they don't really get treated that well at the pet shop. They're just in their cage the whole time. They don't really get handled too much. They don't get a lot of love. It's just kind of like they're there. So a friend of mine met him and said, he's really sweet, very nice bird, blah, 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 smaller bird. So I went over there and I met him. And the thing about Lou is he's kind of like a kid. So Dolly's like the old man, kind of very serious, and the dark side of me, the nippy, unpredictable, can be, aggressive and angry and things like that, the difficult one. And then Lou is like my little kid who's like, he's a little bit, when he first meets you, he takes time to get to warm up to you, but then when he does, you can cuddle him and you can squeeze him, and I can have him and I can flip him over, and he's just my little baby boy that is more of a fun, lighter, playful energy. And then recently, my friend she bird sits, and so I had introduced her to a girl through Beachbody coaching that had reached out to me and asked me, where do I leave my birds when I go on a trip? And I was like, I have a bird tender, a pet tender, who has, she has 4 other birds. She has actually 5 other birds, and she has like an aviary in her patio, similar to mine, but she has way more stuff than I do. And she's great with the birds, and she stays with them all day, and things like that. She works from home. She has she does conscious healing work. So anyway, she was watching this bird, and it turned out that the owner of this baby bird, who's only a year old, by the way, Dolly was 11 when I got him, and Lou was 7 when I got him, and I think I've had Dolly for 2 years, and I've had Lou for like 6 months. And hey, Kathy. And she basically was pet sitting for this, woman who decided that she wanted her bird to be rehomed. And he's a baby. He's only 1. He's not even 1. And he's a little guy. He's a pineapple conure. Dolly is a rose-breasted cockatoo, which is a native. He's not native to Florida. He's not native to the United States. He's actually an Australian bird called the galah, because he's actually a clown and very loud and annoying, but he's actually not as loud as the conure, Lou, who's my other bird that I got second. And then my third bird now his name is Pepper, and he is a pineapple conure, and he's a little guy. He's a little guy, and I was hoping that maybe he'd fly over here when I was doing the thing so you could see him, but he didn't. So I'll show you guys. I swore after 2 birds that I wasn't going to get another bird, but he's a little baby, and he's very sweet, and he was very nice, and he's super cute, and I just felt like it was going to be an easy transition for me, and I already have 2, so what's one more? And he needed a good home, and he wants to be with other birds, and so he's doing great already. I just got him this morning. My friend who was pet tending for him found out last night that the woman who had dropped him off no longer wanted him to be rehomed for sure, 100%, and we set it all up, got his cage over here. He spent the night at my friend's for his last night, and then he came over here this morning. Okay, so here's my little guy. He's so freaking cute. First of all, I'll show you, if you guys don't know, here's Dolly. He's my big boy. He's not really that big. He's big, but he's not liking me coming over to his cage right now, probably because I'm being very excited, and he doesn't like that. Dee-boo! Say hi, Dee! So he's my bigger guy. And then Lou is my second boy. He's a little, if you see my hand, you see how big he is, compared to my hand. He's my loud one, and here's my little baby boy now. My little baby boy. You're so beautiful. You coming to say hi? Yeah? Here, let me put you over here so people can see you. Look at how beautiful he is. He's so pretty. Yes, you're such a pretty boy. You like the camera, huh? You like the camera, don't you? Hey, Dad. Let's see if he'll go with me. You want to come? No? Okay. I don't want you to bite my finger, so we'll wait. We'll wait. Maybe you'll fly over. Maybe you'll fly over, maybe you won't. You're so pretty. You're a precious little boy. Yes, you're baby boy. You're baby boy. Yes, you're a precious little boy. Precious little baby boy. So that's my big news. He's rounding out the family. So we've got the big guy, the medium. He's actually a smaller bird too. Lulu Boo Boo. Yes, you're my little baby boy too. And then we have a little baby boy. He's a little baby boy. Yes, you're so cute. You're so adorable. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Yes. Well, that's my big news. So it's going to take some adjusting, because I got to make sure that they all are, good with each other, and keeping my energy straight, because of course there's some things that come up with having birds being together, and they're not each other's flock yet, so they've got to learn each other's boundaries, and hopefully they all get along, which I don't see. He's already been Pepper has already been on Lou's cage, and he's in Dolly's cage right now. The cage that you saw him on, that's Dolly's cage, and he's been hanging out with Dolly over on the big cage. So he flies around, and he's beautiful. So that's my big news. I'm really excited. I'm a mama times 4 today. 1 furred and 3 feathered. Thanks for tuning in for the video, And I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. See you guys.